What is going on, Detroit Lions fans? This morning, Dan Campbell went on 97.1 The Ticket and said actually something very, very shocking when it comes to that loss against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I want to just start off by saying I still don't believe, and you guys can disagree with it, it's fine. I don't believe the referees dictated that loss. We've seen bigger examples of games where referees have complete control over a game. But I don't believe refs are perfect. And I do believe they make mistakes. And I will start off by saying that. Dan Campbell what he said is a clear example of that. I think a big mistake was potentially made on Sunday against the Chiefs with the first drive by the Lions resulting in not a touchdown, which was called back because the NFL, they came up with the excuse, or I guess they went into the technicalities that Jared Goff technically was under center. So when he was out in motion, he had to come to a complete stop. He didn't. He caught the touchdown. It was ruled back. The Lions ended up kicking a field goal, and many people were upset with it. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say today on 97.1 The Ticket. And just listen to what he had to say. And then I'm going to go into an article that was written by Mike Florio of Pro Football Network, which he dives into some really important details. So here's the video of Dan Campbell on 97.1 The Ticket. Let's take a listen.
I want to go back to it. I don't want to harp on, just like we had talked about earlier, but when we asked you, did that call come from New York about overturning the Goff touchdown? Are you guys inquiring as to why you were told that, or inquiring as to what happened in that situation, why they went back a minute and a half later and threw the flag?
Yeah, we asked on all of that. We asked on all of it, and I can't tell you any of that.
But it was an official that told you it came from New York?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, obviously it's raised a lot of questions and concerns from the fans. I know you guys probably have a lot of those.
I want to ask you.
Okay, so the important part of what was said, for people that might be a little confused, the important part of what he said is the referee, the officials, told Dan Campbell that the ruling came from New York. That's an important detail because the officials said it didn't. And they said initially that the called back touchdown, the ruling on that play, came from the referees on the field. Those are two different things. Did it come from New York? Because that's not supposed to happen, especially on those type of plays. Or did it come from the on-field officials? Those are two very different things. And Dan Campbell just admitted he was told by an official that it came from New York. Now, Mike Florio wrote this article, and let's just, because he does a really good job of breaking this down. So Mike Florio writes here, the trick play fourth down touchdown on Detroit's opening drive in Kansas City violated the rules. There's an unresolved question regarding how the violation was detected. The flag wasn't thrown immediately from the snap at which the violation occurred, until the flag was thrown by referee Craig Rolstead. I believe is how you pronounce it. I could have just butchered that. Who cares? 1 minute and 15 seconds elapsed. The referee, we'll call him Craig. I'm not pronouncing that last name. All right. Craig said the penalty was called after discussion. Now stick with me here, guys. After the referees came together and they called the penalty. The circumstances and the delay invited speculation that Craig received guidance from the league office as to the situation. The speculation might be accurate. And it went into how he appeared on 97.1 The Ticket. And again, it goes, that's not what Craig told pool reporter Matt Derrick after the game. Craig said the call was made after discussion by the crew with no assistance from New York. What's the truth? Who knows? But the broadcast showed Craig speaking directly to Campbell after the penalty was announced. That's when he told Campbell the call came from New York, not that the officials on the field decided it. In the end, they got it right, which is fair. It's against the rules, right? It's the play was against the rules. But if Campbell's version is accurate, they did it the wrong way in violation of clear, indisputable procedures for when the league office may assist the on-field officials, coupled with the fact that the final decision benefited the Chiefs, who had 0 penalties called against them, which I do disagree with, for the entire game. And it's time for some to take out the tinfoil hats again. Now, that's the problem. It's not that what the Lions did was against the rules. Technically, Jared had to come to a complete stop. The problem is they're not keeping the story straight. I've interrupted the video to tell you about the sponsor of today's show, and that is Sleeper, and specifically Sleeper Picks, which is a real money product that connects friends over picks. You choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or across different sports. You just pick more or less than the predicted stats like you're seeing right now on the screen for Lions, Bucks, Monday Night Football. And on Sleeper, you can get up to 1,000x payout. Share with your friends, get rewarded together. Use the code CT Sports to get 100% deposit, match up to $100. They also have a free $20 promotion going on, no deposit required. Shout out to our friends over at Sleeper for sponsoring the video. Now, let's get back to the content. New York influencing that call, of course, would raise speculation to, like, why is New York coming in and be like, nah, hell no, call that one back? When the referee tells a reporter after that it wasn't New York, what are you hiding? Like, to me, this is very odd. Very, very odd. And this is coming from someone who after the game was like, listen, guys, let's not blame the referees. And I'm still not going to go there. But this situation, like, we can all mutually agree, like, put the disagreements aside by how much refereeing came into play against the Chiefs. Like, okay, whatever. That is insane. That is insane. And I don't know how the NFL doesn't investigate this. I don't. So let me know your thoughts on this situation, guys, because this whole thing is very, very confusing and very suspicious and very odd. So hopefully, I say hopefully, you probably won't get a direct answer, but I can see why Dan Campbell would be frustrated. I can definitely see why he'd be frustrated. But comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this whole thing. What is your opinion on it? Let me know. We'll be live tonight, 8 to 10 p.m. We'll discuss it. We'll be joined by John Macaroon as well to break it all down. But until then, I will catch you all. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.